You are looking at the amazing artwork of Jeff Jackson, who I believe, and Terry Hill believes, is one of the top T-shirt painters and top airbrush artists in the world. Tell me, Jeff, how long have you been airbrushing?
Cliff is too kind first. 30 years now, Cliff.
I don't believe it.
Oh, yeah. I'm older than I look.
I don't believe it.
I started in kindergarten.
All right, now I'm starting to get it. Now I think I believe it. Anyway, your work is amazing. I do consider you probably one of the top 5 in the world. How long ago, or how long have you been airbrushing T-shirts, or do you still airbrush T-shirts?
I still airbrush T-shirts for a living. I have a portable business. I go across the country doing particular shows, and the rest of the time of the year I do murals, cars, bikes, whatever's available.
So you'll paint on any surface?
I'll paint on just about any surface. Yeah.
What is your surface of choice?
It's hard to say. Hard surface is definitely more challenging and more rewarding, I feel. But T-shirts are interesting as well, and I make a good living doing shirts.
Now, I understand you do some pretty major events. You airbrush at some major events. Tell me some of the fairs and other events you do.
Yeah, I've got 5 major shows I do a year. The first being the Chicago Auto Show in February, which is extremely cold. I go to Miami in March, do the Dade County Youth Fair, which is probably the #1 fair in Miami. After that, we start our late season. I've got basically the summers off, so that's when I do my hard surface work. And then I go to the Ohio State Fair, the New York State Fair, and the Texas State Fair, which takes me all the way up to here, to SEMA.
That's terrific. Now, what airbrush do you use?
I use a variety of Badger equipment, and I use them because they work for me. The Anthem is definitely, I think, the best T-shirt gun on the market, bar none. It will literally put out an enormous amount of paint while still doing great detail work efficiently, and that's the key to doing T-shirt work and making a living. The other guns of choice is the new Chrome by Badger, which is a fantastic detail gun for your automotive work.
So you've tried all the brands, and you prefer Badger over the others?
I definitely prefer Badger over most of the brands that I've tried. I can't say that I've tried every brand on the market, but I've tried most of the major brands. I still own a few of the other brands. I just don't use them as much anymore.
What paint do you use?
I've used just about every paint known to man, from Prang, and some of you old guys will remember that paint, to all the Euros on the market. Most of the big companies, DuPont, PPG, House of Color, all these guys. My favorite paint of choice for T-shirt work or textile work is the Spectratex paint, which I believe is formulated best for all over T-shirt work or textile work in the industry.
Spectratex is made by?
It's made by Badger Airbrush Company as well. And again, I use these products because they work for me.
Now, for hard surfaces, what do you prefer?
Hard surfaces, I'm definitely a Euro guy, but I know that's changing in the future. So I got to start getting accustomed to the water-based stuff. But and I have a couple particular brands that I like. As a House of Color, I like PPG products as well as some of the DuPont products. And I use some other lines, Shop Line. I use some of the cheaper, inexpensive industrial coatings as well.
Now, for your custom work on T-shirts, somebody wants a portrait, their car, animal. What's your price range?
Usually it's how empty my wallet is, but fortunately I've got a little bit of cash left. But it really just depends, you know. Depending on custom work, I don't typically do custom work when I'm doing these major events because of time factor, and time factor in those events equal money. So if given the amount of time, if I think I'm going to have a slow day, I'll give somebody a decent price that's valuable enough for me to take the time to do it. Anywhere from, you know, might be a portrait job that might start off at $60 to $80 to $150, just depending.
Now, do you find that for that same job, you could charge more on a hard surface?
Most definitely. Most definitely. My shirt's a great example here because this amount of artwork on a hard surface would be, you know, probably into the thousands of dollars, and while I was painting it, people were offering me $100. So that right there just proved that point.
Now, for your T-shirt work, who were your early influences as artists?
One of my favorite artists that influenced me was a guy, I don't know if you know him or not, his name was Terry Hill. As well as his best friend at the time was Don Ashwood, who's a phenomenal artist. And some of the other guys, I mean, that you've heard of all throughout the years of T-shirt airbrushing. Tom Davison, how could you leave him out? I mean, the guy's incredible.
Well, yeah, he's a legend. He's one of the, talk about old timers. I mean, he started with Ed Big Daddy Roth.
Right. And Big Daddy Roth was also a favorite of mine. And unfortunately, I never had the chance to meet the guy, and I had an opportunity and passed it up. And I could kick myself for doing that.
I met him. I think he might have been a little too eccentric for you, as he was for me.
I don't know. I like those guys.
No, he was
at best.
He was a cool guy. He was very unique, very eccentric. I liked Ed Big Daddy Roth. Very unique individual. What advice would you give to new guys coming up wanting to learn T-shirt airbrushing or airbrushing of any kind?
Well, I think one of the things is to always keep your mind open. You never know everything there is to know about painting in general, whether it's airbrushing or brush painting. And there's always a different way to do something that may or may not be the correct way, but if you just keep your mind open, you can always learn.
Okay, do you have a quick tip that you can share with us?
Don't eat a lot of fast food.
No, that's perfect for airbrushing. Now, anything that relates to airbrushing?
Mainly keeping your equipment working correctly, keeping your guns clean. Equipment is the key. Having the right equipment and doing it right is the key to making money.
Jeff, you are, as I said at the beginning, one of the best out there, and I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Same here.